with two people that I have been so honored. I just met them. They just came into my life. And I don't know how I was going on without them, to be completely honest. I'm so happy they're in my life now. It's two people that have a truly beautiful fairy tale come to life love story. And in fact, their high school Spanish teacher seemed to know that they were meant to be long before they actually did. Oh, hey, someone's checking in from Wisconsin. Hi from Wisconsin. Glad you're with us. So anyways, back to the love stories because they're my favorite type. So like I said, their high school Spanish teacher knew that they were meant to be long before they did, and they are actually about to celebrate their 35th wedding anniversary this July. So we're going to wish them a huge happy anniversary. And those 35 years have been filled with all kinds of amazing memories and amazing moments. And unfortunately, they have been filled with some life-changing, earth-shattering, tough moments as well. On September 9th, 2019, at just 54 years old, Mike was diagnosed with ALS, and it is a battle that he continues to fight with such courage and such strength. And here to share tonight their story, please welcome Keri and Mike Rickey.
Hi there. Cheers, Susan. Our cocktails.
I love it. Cheers. And you guys have your beautiful Masters cups.
Yes, straight from the Masters.
Look at people are already chiming in that you guys are the cutest couple ever. You guys get the trophy. Cutest couple ever award ever goes to you two.
Thank you.
You guys just make me so happy. Before we even get to anything, tell me about that picture behind you because that's pretty exciting.
That was a picture. Our first year volunteering at the Masters was 2014. We were blown away that we got that opportunity. And we actually took this picture of Amen Corner during after a practice round. And I just happened to find it on my computer the other day and decided to put it up behind us for tonight.
It's perfect. It's so incredibly perfect. And speaking of perfect, you two are the perfect couple. So tell me a little bit about how you two met, how this love story unfolded.
Here we go.
We met many years ago. Well, first, let me say thank you for having us on the show. It's an honor to be here. Also, I want to say, I know sometimes I can be hard to understand. ALS is taking a toll on my voice. So if you can't understand, please speak up. I have my wife here to interpret. She speaks fluent ALS. So she can interpret.
And what I don't understand, I just make up for him.
That's why you guys are the best team. Yeah, you guys have been together since high school. Was it love at first sight?
No.
It was so the Spanish teacher, honestly, I don't know what she knew or what she saw, but she would always sit us side by side. She rearranged the entire classroom and always put us next to each other. And even then, we were just friends.
We didn't have our first date until I graduated from high school.
We played tennis at the school his last day of high school. And then he went off to college about 3.5 hours away and just kept showing up that summer at my house. And we'd talk on the phone, and it took a while before we went. It was kind of hard to bridge that gap from being just friends to taking the next step. I should have listened to my mother because she just always said to me, you need to date that Mike Rickey. And I would say, oh, he's like a brother to me. Like, why would I date him?
I love it. So this comment just pops up. I was just about, as soon as there was a break, I was about to say, hey, I was talking with a friend of mine and we talk about this all the time. He just chimed in with, he got through the friend zone. He always tells me it's not possible. You can't get through the friend zone. You two did it. Mike, good for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Keri, I mean, so when you guys, like, I keep saying it, you have this beautiful love story. You made it through the friend zone. Never in your wildest dreams, I'm sure, did either of you ever imagine this is where you would be. I mean, 35 years into your marriage is incredible, but still, you guys are so young. 54, you're gonna 55 now. What was this whole thing like when you were diagnosed, when the news came? Walk me through that.
Well, the diagnostic process was difficult. You want to
Mike started having some symptoms in February of 19, little twitches in his arm, didn't think much about it. But he also started complaining about weakness, like he was losing strength in his arm. And as much as we love golf, I think the first thing he really noticed was when he went to golf that spring and went to take a swing with the club, he came home and said, something's not right. I had no coordination. I couldn't swing the club. Fast forward, I'm like, well, you need to go see the doctor. We got referred to a neurologist. Our local neurologist was very frustrating for us. Didn't seem to take us seriously. Would say, hey, if you get a new symptom, come back. Otherwise, I'll see you in a month. And that went on for about 3 months, and Mike continued to progress with twitches in his leg and weakness. And we finally, listen, I'm done with this doctor. I was very frustrated. We actually brought ALS up to the doctor. I had done research on Mike's symptoms, and when we mentioned ALS, he quickly dismissed it, told me not to read the internet. It was very frustrating. So I guess out of frustration, Mike reached out to somebody that he admired at Caterpillar, who had been diagnosed in 2015. He just sent an email and said, I'm very frustrated. The elephant in the room is ALS. Do you have any advice? This wonderful man who doesn't really know us responded very quickly. And I lost my screen. Responded very quickly, and he just said, absolutely, listen, I've got a doctor. I can hook you up with him. He's a specialist in ALS. This doctor was actually in Baltimore, Maryland at Johns Hopkins. And I remember saying to Mike, it doesn't matter, we're going. We have to figure out what's wrong. You're getting worse, and we don't care if it's out of network. Well, long story short, he ended up being in network, surprisingly. We drove 13 and a half hours to Baltimore, and that day, the doctor basically said, it's ALS. Run some tests, but even though we suspected it, it was a shock. You think you're ready for it, and you're not.
And the takeaway, as I've gotten to know other people with ALS, this story is not unique. It can be a very long, frustrating process. So I think the takeaway I would offer to other people, you have to be your own advocate. Not all doctors are created the same. If you're getting what you need, get involved, take charge, get to the right doctor, and just be your own advocate.
And you guys are so great about that because, like I said, you are such a great team, and you've taken this really tragic diagnosis, and we know what the outcome is. And you guys you haven't wasted a second. I mean, I got to talk to you earlier, and Keri, you even said, I mean, I had shared a story about the situation can go the other way. The partner, a lot on your shoulders, and there's a lot riding on. You are 100% taking care of Mike, because we'll talk about that in a second. What that means, what your day is like for you, and it is all on your shoulders, and that's a lot to handle. And you made the comment to me that you might browse every word of them, and you are living them every single day because you are in this for the long haul. So you're being your own advocate, but you guys are really, thankfully, there are places like the ALS Association that can be there and help you too. to help you get some of the equipment, the things you need. So what is it what are your days like?
Well, it usually starts with Mike waking me up. He has a little trouble sleeping. With his muscles deteriorated, it's uncomfortable for him. So he usually wakes me up at 5:30, 6 a.m. He needs me to get him out of bed and, you know, take care of your morning business and get him in his chair. And, you know, everything, absolutely everything from turning on a TV to getting a drink for him, to dressing him, to bathing him, brushing his teeth, contacts. I mean, anything you would do, he's not able to use his arms and hands. And so, you know, anything that requires that, which is basically everything, you know, I do for him. So
I told you before, I'm a lucky man.
You are. And you say that so many times.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I heard you say it 1,000 times, and you just you think you're just the luckiest man in the world. You are. You absolutely are. But I think a lot of people would revert and why me and be upset and just this is a hard thing to take on. And you have done it. I have to applaud both of you because you guys have done this with so much grace. And you've turned this horrible thing into this triumph because you guys are advocates. You are out there, you're doing the walk, you're sharing your story. Tell me a little bit about how you guys have taken this diagnosis and turned it around for the better.
Well, I would say when we first got that diagnosis, it was difficult. And my initial reaction was to kind of close off, all inward. It didn't come natural to want to tell people or talk about it. But pretty quickly, as you start to accept it, embrace it, it became very important. I wanted something good to come from this. I wanted my kids to see how I deal with adversity. I wanted friends to see my faith is very important to me, and I'm not going to crumble under this news. We got involved with ALS Association, the Walk to Defeat ALS. We raised money. I'm currently involved in clinical trials called the Healy platform. I don't think it's going to be a miracle cure for me, but we can move forward in finding a drug to slow the progression and hopefully prevent it. So I think over time, if we want to do something, our attitude has been to be open and honest about all of it, the good and the bad. And I think hopefully something positive can come out of this.
I also want to say, Susan, that it's not all sunshine. You know, we have had our share of tears. We still do at any minute. We never know. We laugh a lot, though. We
do laugh.
have a good sense of humor. We crack each other up quite often, especially when you handle some of the daily things that we have to now handle together. You know, you kind of have to have a sense of humor.
If the next time you see me, I'm wearing a pink sundress and an Easter bonnet, you'll know I don't trust myself. I probably mouth off to my wife at a big price.
It could happen. It could happen.
I love it. When you misbehave, she's gonna
Yes.
she'll put some makeup on your face, she'll stick a bow on your head, and make you stay.
I can threaten not to feed him. I mean, food is very important to him. So, you know, I'm just like, did you really want lunch today, honey?
I can't mouth off like I used to.
Uh-oh, yeah, now you can't get away with this anymore.
He does anyway. So yeah, I just want to, you don't know.
What is one of the biggest struggles? What is one of the hardest parts about life after an ALS diagnosis?
The first thing was letting go of the future you've always seen, your future plans, what retirement was going to be. You have to kind of let that go and live in the moment. I think day to day, we do pretty well. Every day we have to kind of figure things out, a new way to do something. But I would say one of the biggest challenges is just transfer from one chair to another or from bed to a chair. I don't know if you can tell. She's about 13 inches shorter than I am and weighs about half what I do. So when we do a transfer, it's not about strength, it's about technique. We have to kind of
Communicate.
figure out what works for us and how we move.
Relevant life experience. Well, you guys are you're bringing closeness to a whole nother level. And I'm so glad you guys found each other. And yeah, this is not what you planned. This is not where you thought life would go, but I can't say it enough. You have turned it around and made the best. And Mike, you said something really amazing to me when we were talking on the phone about the clinical trial that you were about to go take. And you had mentioned, and you said it again kind of tonight, that you knew this wasn't going to be a cure for you. You kind of know where things are going and you know that this is going to run its course. And this gets me all choked up. I just met you and I are sad about this. ALS sucks, but you had mentioned to me, like my friend had said too, that you just want to be a part of helping the people that come behind you, helping the people that come after you.
Exactly. The healing trial has several potential drugs that may show some value. And it's exciting. It's the first new breakthrough in the world of ALS in a long time.
For whatever reason, what's that?
For whatever making them every day.
I was just going to say, we've been given this journey that we didn't see coming, we didn't expect, we didn't ask for, but we have to live it and make the most of it, make it count. Whatever that is, that's what we're here to do. And, I think most importantly, we just choose every day when we get up to make it the best day we can make it. And, choose every day to help each other. And it can be very frustrating for both of us. And, we have to really.
Don't listen to her. I'm delightful.
Yes, he's delightful. I'll also say with all honesty that I won the husband lottery. This man from the day one has always put other people first. He's always put me first. Even now with what he's going through, he worries about me and how I'm doing. And, I wouldn't want to be any place else than where I am right now. And he would take care of me. He has taken care of me. So that, we were able to retire when we needed to, so we could tackle this. And, we have to be really careful. For a long time, when I would get frustrated, Mike would say, it's my fault. I feel like it's my fault. And we very quickly, I said to him, it is not your fault. It's our situation. And, you don't want it this way any more than I do, but it's our situation. It's nobody's fault. We just need to make the best of it. And, he makes it easy. He's an amazing man. And, I can tell you by our family and friends that, you know, he's touched so many lives, and I'm very grateful to have him.
Oh.
Hug. Make me this.
I feel like I need to turn this over. Let me go like cry in a corner because this is just, I don't know what's happening to me tonight. I'm really sorry, everybody. I'm an emotional hot mess over here. Mike, seriously, you two have been the hugest inspiration. I've known you for what feels like 5 seconds, but I feel like a lifetime. I can tell you, I don't know. I love you guys, and I'm so happy that you're in my life now. And your friends, the people that have known you, you've inspired them on a daily basis, and they actually rallied together because I know that you can't do the walk anymore. I mean, you're still doing it, but tell me, I think your friends came together, right? And they're fundraising for you. They're doing something on that front.
Oh, we were blown away.
Yeah, we last year was our first time for Mike being newly diagnosed to participate in the walk with our team. We had done it previously for another team, and we were absolutely blown away by the support we got from people that from all walks of our life, from 20 some years ago to 5 years ago to present day, and we truly were overwhelmed with the support we got and very touched. And
actually, last year was the first year I was unable to volunteer at the Masters, and our friends there on the committee, I was so moved. They went out on their own and raised funds for the ALS Association.
then we have something we were going to share with you. I'll say, as golf volunteers, we do numerous tournaments, or had done numerous tournaments, not just the Masters. And everywhere we go, the people that we have come in contact with have become part of our family, and they're amazing people. And the Masters was so special to us. And so after the Masters, we got a gift in the mail that really blew us away. And every single person on the volunteer committee that was on our committee sent us this flag that they all signed for Mike and I. So it's really one of our most prized possessions, because it's not about it being the Masters, it's about all these people that sent this to us and took the time while they were at the Masters, at the most amazing place on the planet, to think about us and to do this for us. So it's very, very special.
I was so humbled.
I mean, that's a huge testament to you too. That's just, obviously people are seeing what I saw in about a half a second, that you two are two of the most amazing humans on this planet. People just want to be around you and give some love to you, and that's really special. Well, I love that you. I could talk to you guys literally all night. So we're going to have you on another show, because there's so many more things I want to dive into. There are so many more stories that I've learned about you that I want the whole world to know. So you'll have to come back, but we are going to talk about the Masters in a little bit after our next guest, because you guys are going to come back on when we do our little Masters fun game. But before we go, I have two more things I want to say real quick. Quickly, if you can sum up, what's your experience been like with the ALS Association? How has that changed your life?
It's been huge. We have had so much support on the local level.
Yeah, we got hooked up really quickly with our local ALS team, and our care support person is Kelly Branch Dirks, and she's been amazing since day one. And she has provided us with equipment, vital equipment that we wouldn't have, that has just helped us so much. And we've been connected with, there's a caregiver support group that I call into every month, and that's been very helpful. And then just an ALS patient caregiver group, and just being able to talk with people like we are with you, and sharing our good and bad, and challenges and victories, and it's been really, really valuable.
And on the state level, the walk to the ALS is huge, and even on the national level, the fundraising and the drug development, the research, the ALS Association has been huge for us.
And
It has.
you know, one of the big things that we found out right away from our ALS group here is that ALS qualifies you for Medicare, regardless of your age. It was when Mike was diagnosed, it was 5 months after diagnosis, you were automatically qualified. And now I think they've even advocated to make it a lot quicker, if not immediate. And given his age, you know, we would have never heard of it if it weren't for the ALS advocacy.
It's a great resource.
I'm so glad you came to our family. And I don't want to even imagine a world without you in it, Mike, because I am so in love with you. So everybody watching, this is
In line, Susan.
it's so important to donate so that we can keep fighting for Mike, for everyone that is dealing with this, because this disease again sucks, and we need to put an end to this because it's evil and it's taken too many good people away from us. And Mike, I want you here with us forever. So
Thank you.
well, as
Thank
you
you.
take it out, Mike, what do you want to say to everybody? I want you to take it out, Mike, before you guys go.
I just want to say, in my situation, you become so dependent on so many people, primarily your caregiver. But my support team is very big. Neighbors, friends, family, my faith I mentioned, it's a huge team, and I am so appreciative of every one of them. I can't imagine, my heart goes out to people dealing with this that don't have that support team I have. I'm very lucky, man.
I want to hug you guys so much. I'm going to give you a virtual hug. You guys
We'll
are
take
so
it right back at you.
I'm so lucky to know you guys. Thanks for coming into my life now.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Cheers to you too.
Cheers.
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 Oh, that's so good.
So good, right? I know. You'll be back soon because I'm not done talking to you. So you're going to come back.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Bye. See you guys in a little bit.